Tonight on Cronkite News, Arizona's Attorney General is pushing back against the government shutdown. Find out how she plans to help people on SNAP benefits.
You know, it's all about your belief though, right? Because some people could be like, well, they're just rocks. It's not going to do anything.
Plus, some people believe that crystals have spiritual powers. But one Sedona influencer found out just how financially powerful the crystal industry is.
And more on a Sun Devil starter going back to the sideline coming up in the Sports Report. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Adam Cunin.
And I'm Grace Johnson. Thank you for joining us.
Today is day 28 of the government shutdown, and the financial pressures of the second longest shutdown are being felt throughout Arizona.
And Attorney General Chris Mays announced a multi-state suit over the suspension of SNAP benefits during the shutdown. Nearly 900,000 Arizonans use food stamps every month.
Cronkite reporter Izzy Ludlow joins us now. Izzy, how are Arizonans affected by the SNAP suspension?
Yeah, so the average Arizonan family that relies on SNAP receives $360 a month for groceries. Now, without that money, they're going to have to scramble to put food on the table. In Arizona, nearly 900,000 residents rely on SNAP, including 38,000 veterans and 25% of children. Some of the most impacted counties are Gila and Apache, where 50% of families rely on SNAP assistance. This morning, Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays says she is suing the Trump administration for suspending SNAP distribution despite the USDA having an alleged $5 billion in an emergency contingency fund.
We're talking about a potentially cataclysmic situation here, friends. Cataclysmic, of proportions that the state of Arizona has never seen before.
Mays also says that if food banks needed enough help, she would support requesting the National Guard to help out. The Arizona Department of Economic Security is directing Arizona SNAP recipients to local food banks if they need immediate food assistance. These food banks can be found through the Arizona Food Bank Network. In the newsroom, I'm Izzy Ludlow, Cronkite News.
Thank you, Izzy. New numbers show a drastic change of encounters with undocumented immigrants.
Monthly Border Patrol encounters with Arizona rose by 55% from August to September. Meanwhile, encounters at the border remain at their lowest levels, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. However, some political organizations in the Valley are calling out the actions of ICE and held a rally today accusing the low-cost airline Avelo of using their flights out of Mesa Gateway Airport for deportations.
Our understanding is that Avelo is using the same network of flights and staff, the same systems that it would use for regular flights, and they've agreed to use all of that infrastructure that they built to help ICE at DHS. And information about these flights is really hard to get. We think that there's more digging that needs to happen to understand how many flights are going out of Mesa every week, every month, where are people going, how is this happening?
Avelo previously confirmed to Reuters that it has a contract with ICE to carry out the flights and said the deal would keep more than 1,100 crew members employed.
The other big story tonight, a catastrophic hurricane slams the island of Jamaica today, causing heavy flooding.
Hurricane Melissa made landfall this afternoon as a Category 5 storm with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour.
That makes Melissa one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. And it is the strongest hurricane to hit the island since record keeping began 174 years ago. So far, landslides, fallen trees, and power outages have been reported. Erica Hoyt joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with more on Hurricane Melissa's impact and where it's heading next.
Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane. It is still at a major status according to the NOAA storm track. And as you can see, by 8 p.m. on Wednesday, it will push out into Cuba as well, and then it won't hit mainland USA, and it will continue to push out and be a tropical storm. Now, where does that look like on our futurecast? You can see the eye of the storm just hitting Cuba around 4:30 in the morning, and it will soon continue to push and move northward. Now, rainfall. When we talk about rainfall, we're expecting 20 to 30 inches of rainfall in Jamaica, as well as 20 inches locally in Cuba. Around 4 to 6 inches is the yellow color, and that's a lot of rainfall that this storm is producing. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Erica Hoyt.
Jamaica is a popular destination for travelers all around the world and from here in Arizona. But as of now, the island's international airport is closed.
And another popular tourist destination is right here in Arizona. The city of Sedona is experiencing an economic boom in the form of crystals. In the United States alone, the crystal market was valued around $1.2 billion in 2020. Cronkite News reporter Kennedy Humble headed up to Sedona to learn more about how the city is cashing in on the crystal business.
Sedona attracts visitors from all over the world due to its red rocks, beautiful views, and desert feel.
We are interested in the energy of the desert, really. It's totally different where we are.
But people are also visiting for something else, crystals.
This is moldavite.
Jamie Inglet, crystal influencer and now business owner of Enchanting Earth, started working remotely during the pandemic. As the online interest in her crystals grew, so did her following.
I was sent home from work, so I had a little bit more time on my hands to work on Enchanting Earth, and then by the summer of 2020, it had grown, and I was like, I'm gonna leave banking and focus on this. And people were really interested in alternatives to traditional avenues, so crystals got really popular.
The crystal business has been growing immensely since COVID in 2020, and this can partially be credited towards social media platforms.
Inglet continued to post and follow her passion of crystals. She believes that without the help of social media, she would not have been able to eventually open up her own storefront in Sedona.
It's helped me grow Enchanting Earth way beyond my wildest dreams. Our community is amazing, and it's just so much fun to offer new beautiful crystals to them and to engage with them and to teach them how these stones can help their lives.
In 2025, the largest crystal showcase in Arizona generated $286 million in direct spending, including $12.9 million in local tax revenue. But for some people, the crystal business digs deeper.
You know, it's all about your belief though, right? Because some people could be like, well, they're just rocks. It's not going to do anything. Of course, there's rocks, but it's an element from the earth that's been here and it's been through so many things to be able to be formed into such beauty.
In Sedona, Kennedy Humble, Cronkite News.
Coming up next, D1 athletes taking on the role of babysitting?
Yeah, Adam, a new app launched earlier this year to help families feel more confident when searching for babysitters. Plus, Amazon is planning another round of layoffs that could affect thousands of people's lives. Details after the break.
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
Welcome back. Many parents can be nervous about leaving their kids with a babysitter, but a new app launched earlier this year is helping parents feel more confident by connecting female D1 athletes with families in need. Cronkite News reporter Courtney Dwalaby has the story.
Playing defense may not seem like an obvious way to train for babysitting, but for these athletes, the skills aren't all that different. Sports Sitters was created to give female athletes a flexible way to earn income while inspiring the next generation. The idea came from founder Megan Franks, who saw how dedication and teamwork can also inspire young kids.
I initially was interested in creating this platform because I felt like female student athletes weren't getting as many NIL deals or opportunities to get out into the community, connect with children, connect with families, but we get to add this special, unique one-on-one bit on the platform.
One of those student athletes is Arizona State swimmer Ella Guilfoyle, who has used the app to connect with families across the valley.
It can be a little intimidating because you don't know who this is necessarily, and it's usually a different family each time, but I've had 10 out of 10 experience with every family.
Whether it's in the pool, on the court, or here at the field, Sports Sitters is connecting female athletes with families looking for active role models for their kids to look up to.
Families using the app say it's a more trusted option than other sites because they know the sitters already understand values like discipline and dedication.
And we know that sometimes, things happen with sitters. They get sick, they can't make it, which stinks when they have to cancel. You might have to cancel your plans. What we liked about the app was we know that if our original sitter can't make it, that they'll be able to send someone out who's just as good as our original sitter that we were going to meet.
As Sports Sitters looks to grow beyond Phoenix, Tucson, and Chicago, scenes like this show why the mission comes so naturally. In Phoenix, Courtney DeWallaby, Cronkite News.
And to give parents peace of mind, every sitter is verified through their team roster, student status, and social media before they're approved. What is the weather looking like these next few days?
We welcome back Erica Hoyt now from the Cronkite Weather Center for our forecast.
Cool and mild for your Tuesday evening. 84 by 7 p.m. and we cool down to 77 by 10 p.m. with winds out of the north-northeast around 7 to 8 miles per hour. And when we look at tomorrow morning temperatures, below freezing up north, 30 in Flagstaff, 25 in Window Rock, 27 in the Grand Canyon, and for us back at home, 64 in Phoenix. But sadly, we will turn up the heat yet again. 92 in Phoenix, 91 in Quartzsite, 95 in Gila Bend, 64 in Flagstaff. Would rather be in Flagstaff rather than Phoenix. So when we look at our winds will pick up to Wednesday afternoon around 11 miles per hour, even 22 miles per hour in Casa Grande. And it'll soon blow out and it'll continue to be calm, nice and calm winds around 2 to 0 miles per hour. For your Halloween is this Friday. Perfect night to go trick-or-treating. 88 by 5 p.m., 82 by 7, and 77 by 9 p.m. Looking at your 8-day forecast, we'll still be in the 90s throughout your weekend, upper 80s throughout the next week, but look at the low. The low is in the 60s. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Erica Hoyt.
Amazon plans to lay off 14,000 employees in a move that the company says will help get them ready to adopt AI technology.
Yeah, Adam, but more layoffs are planned, with 30,000 employees seeing their jobs cut. Layoffs begin today, and employees will be given 90 days to look for new jobs internally. For those who can't get new Amazon jobs, they will be given severance pay and additional benefits. The cuts represent about 4% of employees.
Thanks to the government shutdown, new dietary guidelines are on hold. The Trump administration officials say that the halt in funding has stalled efforts to complete the guidelines. The Department of Health and Human Services is now targeting December for the highly anticipated nutrition advice, and major changes are expected. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is promoting the new guidelines as a way to change people's eating habits. The dietary guidelines update every 5 years. The Cronkite Sports Report is coming up next.
That's right. Our Courtney DeWallaby is with us now for a look at what we can expect. Courtney?
That's right. Lots to cover tonight, including the latest on the ASU QB, Sam Levitt's injury. Plus, the Phoenix Rising honor an Arizona teen who is being called a hero.
I just want to help other people too, because we have been helped so much, and it makes me really grateful for like our small town too, because so many people helped us.
Find out how this rising star saved his family during the recent floods in Globe. Coming up on Cronkite News.
I grew up in a small border town, and water was really important to us. Without enough water, we can't farm, we can't eat, we can't live. And the way we're doing it right now, straight up doesn't have a future. I went to ASU because this is a place where you solve problems. With vertical farming, we can grow the same amount of food with 95% less water than traditional farming. The work I'm doing at ASU is changing the way I look at the world.
3, 2, 1.
Coming up on the cut.
Coming up on the cut.
Coming up on the cut.
How students can build their broadcast journalism portfolio with opportunities to learn more about on-air reporting and studio production.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at @thecut_network and on X at @CutASU.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Courtney DeWallaby. Starting off in Tempe, the Sun Devils are experiencing true highs and lows this season, losing to an unranked Mississippi State team, beating a top 10 Texas Tech team. The new addition to this roller coaster ride is one fans were bracing for. After a close loss against Houston, Sam Leavitt has been ruled out for this week's game at Iowa State. Leavitt started the past 2 games after missing the game at Utah due to an ankle injury. Spotted wearing a walking boot on the aggravated ankle at practice. This leaves Jeff Sims as the starter in a Big 12 championship rematch. Moving on to another quarterback dealing with injuries in the Valley. This one seems to be getting ready for a return, however. Here's Christopher Zevallos with an update on QB1 for the Cards.
The Cardinals are preparing their return from the bye week to face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Quarterback Kyler Murray has been cleared for action and is expected to make his return. Head coach Jonathan Gannon says that Murray has rejoined the team on the practice field.
We looked at a couple things that might help him out, but that he feels maybe a little more comfortable with some things that we've been doing, but he'll be his normal self when he gets out there. Defensively, you know, you guys know I was with Flu. He'll figure it out. They've had some injuries. How they play on offense, they play a lot of possessions, you know. But they're fast. They play physical. They can take the ball away. So we'll get their best shot. I know that.
The Cowboys defense is coming off a loss where they allowed 44 points to the Denver Broncos. The Cardinals can use this game to shift the momentum to their favor heading into the back half of the season. It should also be noted that Kyler Murray has never lost at AT&T Stadium. He has a record of 9-0 that goes back as far as his high school career. In Tempe, Christopher Zevallos, Cronkite News.
Sorry if I look a little tired today. The Dodgers and Blue Jays played a casual 7-hour baseball game last night, and as any normal sports fan would, I watched it all. In case you fell asleep or someone else made you turn off the game, here's what you missed. Game time actually clocked in at 6 hours and 39 minutes, but it's still the second longest postseason game ever. The Dodgers won 6-5 and took a 2-1 lead in the World Series. Ohtani reached the base 9 times, had his 3rd multi-homer game this playoffs, and was intentionally walked 4 times in the game, all being postseason records. Oh, and Freddie Freeman is now the only person to hit multiple walk-off homers in the World Series. To the NBA, where the Suns extended their losing streak to 3 after an overtime loss to the Jazz last night. After starting the game down 19-2, Devin Booker took over, scoring 34 points with 10 assists, making plays in the fourth quarter late to force overtime. But when anybody scores 50+ on the opposing team, it's hard to win. Lauri Markkanen, former U of A big man, became the first Jazz player since Karl Malone in the 90s to score 50+ in a game, beating the Suns 138-134. That brings the Suns down to 1-3 on the season. The overtime loss in Utah marks an end to a 3-game road trip. They're back home tomorrow, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies with tickets as low as $15. Not bad to see two top guards like Devin Booker and John Morant battle it out. A young soccer player from Globe was honored recently for his heroics during the devastating flood 2 weeks ago. Cronkite News reporter Alexandra Medina was at the Phoenix Rising game to see the pro team name the 15-year-old as its honorary captain.
It may have been just another Phoenix Rising game for many, but for the Malema family, it was so much more.
I feel like it's kind of a taste for Tim, kind of for his pro, he kind of gets a little bit of to see what that's like.
But Tim Malema's night in the spotlight was less about heroics on the soccer field and more about a real-life hero story. The 15-year-old sprung into action after his house in Globe was hit by the recent floods. Malema acted quickly to save not only his life, but his family's lives as well. Still recovering, Malema shared his story over the phone.
We tried getting out the front door, but it was shut closed because of the water pressure around the house. And without thinking, I kind of just went through the window.
Once Tim made it out of the house, he was in dire need of medical attention.
I looked down at my arm and it was split open.
Tim did not have much time, but a woman they have never met just so happened to work in the medical field and was in the right place at the right time.
Thankfully, there was a nurse who put a tourniquet on my arm to stop the bleeding.
His injuries may have taken him off of the field, but ever since the incident first occurred, his team has shown their support to not only Tim, but the entire Malema family.
People have emailed me directly asking what do they need.
Rising FC youth coach Derek Yen created a GoFundMe page to help the Malemas pay for medical bills and other unforeseen expenses. The page has raised over $30,000, but helping monetarily isn't the only way he plans on lending a hand.
I've never even been to Globe, so I can't wait to go to Globe for the first time, see how I can help not only them further, but the community.
And not only is it appreciated, but it's contagious.
It makes me want to help other people too, because we have been helped so much, and it makes me really grateful for our small town too, because so many people helped us.
As for Tim, he will begin physical therapy once his wounds heal. Right now, he's just grateful to be alive. In Phoenix, Alexandra Medina, Cronkite News.
Such an emotional story. Tim Malema is working every day to make a return to the soccer field as soon as he's able to lace up. I'm Courtney DeWallaby. Thank you for joining us. Now back to Adam and Grace at the desk.
Thanks, Courtney. Halloween is, of course, just a few days away.
That's right, Adam, and it seems like the Halloween decorations keep getting bigger and better each year. Coming up after a quick break, we'll show you one Halloween display that's a bona fide hit with the neighbors. We'll be right back.
That's our reporter Edward Neiman at Terror in Tolleson, a popular Halloween spot here in the Valley. We'll actually be broadcasting from that horror house tomorrow.
That's right. We're going to bring you stories from all over Arizona, including a look at the challenges pumpkin growers across the state are feeling because of the drought. And a look at how some are celebrating Dia de los Muertos. All that and much more tomorrow on a special edition of Cronkite News.
Speaking of Halloween, one man in Wisconsin has really pulled out all of the stops for his Halloween display.
Yeah, Adam, and he did it in honor of our nation's birthday. The man's yard has been taken over by a bona fide horde of skeletons, all decked out in patriotic gear. This year's display is meant to celebrate America's 250th birthday, which is coming up next year. His display is so popular, a couple has decided to get married here, taking Death Do Us Part to a whole new level.
That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Adam Cunin.
And I'm Grace Johnson. Thank you for joining us. And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org. Yeah. How do you feel, Adam?
I feel okay.